For Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser here today with Andrea Sam, the mother of now LSU defensive back Andrea Sam, who's in Tiger Stadium now, in Baton Rouge now, after quite a journey through a couple previous stops in college, after starring at Iowa High School, a little bit west on I-10 for his prep days. Miss Sam, how are you? It's a good weekend on the heels of that Tiger Stadium performance by Andre. How are we doing this weekend?
Yes, it's a great weekend. I was able to watch the game after the game because I recorded it. So, yeah, pretty excited. He
Yeah,
did really well.
you have this weekend. You were dealing with something that I've got on a lot of my Saturdays this fall. For some reason, folks having weddings during football season, kind of mixing some things up.
Yes,
But you've had a chance to see Andre and the Tigers a couple times in person, both against Grambling State and on the road at Starkville. And then you did get a chance to keep up with some of what was going on Saturday night back in Death Valley for his first career, at least LSU career, interception and a big
right.
hit, and doing some nice things early on to set a much needed defensive tone for the Tigers. Walk me through some of that. Just, I mean, watching some of that unfold and all of the texts and excitement that were coming through.
Yes, it was pretty exciting. I was attending the wedding. We were in the reception by the time the game started. And I had a coworker with her phone on the table, and all eyes were on the phone versus what was going on at the wedding. And then the big hit comes, and I get a few texts that says, "Way to go, Sam! Nice hit." And then the interception, and probably 30 minutes later, my phone died because of all the texts and phone calls that I had to keep ignoring from coming through. So that was pretty cool. I hate I missed it, but my TV was on record, so I knew I could go back and watch.
Yeah. You guys had a chance to watch him close to home there the first few years of his college career at McNeese State. And then he went off to Marshall and had a strong season last season. But to be back in Louisiana, to be close to home, to get a chance to already go to, two of the first three games, what has it meant to see this opportunity unfold for him playing at the highest level of college football and just right down the road?
Yes, it is amazing. It feels great. I love McNeese, love Marshall, but to have him home and at Louisiana State University, that's amazing. I mean, I'm unfortunately missed the game yesterday, but Mama's not missing anymore. Home games for sure. And to have, all of our family and friends come, that means a lot. That means a lot. And that was something that he and I had discussed, with this last run, get close to home, as close as you can to home so we can attend. And hopefully I could get all of his grandparents out there as well.
What has this journey been like as mom, to watch him grind through, be an under recruited guy coming out of Iowa, have to walk on at McNeese and really battle every day to earn that scholarship spot, and then go off to Marshall for a bit and really just kind of continue to work and bet on himself and finally have this opportunity present itself. What has that been like to watch? What has it been like to kind of be there and support and cheer him on through all of that?
Oh, it's been an amazing journey, not always easy, but I always tell him, nothing is given, everything is earned. And just work hard and your work will pay off. And as you can see, thus far it has. And, I always tell him, because he's out there speaking with, go back to Iowa and speak to the kids, like being a walk on is not a bad thing. So don't think that, because you didn't get a scholarship, you can't get to that next level, because you can. So hard work. Mama works hard. So he and his siblings know you got to put in the work to get where you want to be. And it's been awesome to watch him grind and get there.
You kind of hear the stories from Coach Johns and company there with the Yellow Jackets of just kind of determination and the moments of him telling them, I'm going to make it and be a big college football player. I'm going to earn a scholarship and all those things. Were there ever moments where he had any doubts or got kind of discouraged, or was he always locked in and full steam ahead? And regardless of any doubts elsewhere, he knew what was going on and what was going to happen.
Never. Andre has always worked hard on, the weekends. He always has to get his weekend in. Like I remember during COVID, he was out there in the yard because he couldn't go to the facility. So he has always been a very hard worker no matter what. His seasons weren't always great, but he still put in the work and worked hard on the field even during the games, losing 24-0. But he was out there giving his all and cheering his team on as well, never looking down on anybody. Just he's an extremely hard worker, always putting in work. Holidays, he doesn't get holidays. That's what he tells me. No holidays, mom. I have to go to work.
What was the conversation like for y'all when the LSU offer occurred and it became evident that that's where his next move was going to be? Just kind of take me into that family conversation a little bit, and the excitement, the emotion, anything that was involved in that.
Well, I was very excited. I remember the phone call from Sherman Wilson, and I mean, not expecting it at all. I didn't expect LSU to call, and so of course we were not gonna turn down that visit. And the day was amazing from start to finish. And at the end of the evening, we go to dinner, and he and his sister and I met. And she pulls a chair up in front of him and says, "Give me one reason why you wouldn't want to come here." And he looks and he says, "I have none. Go Tigers." So we were running to go get JR. Come on, we got him. That was pretty exciting. And to know he would be an hour and 45 minutes away from me and 45 minutes from her, because she's in Lafayette, that was awesome.
I don't know if you saw this last night too with some of this. I mean, you've got the Saints shirt on. You're a big football fan, outside of even what Andre's doing on Saturdays. But you're familiar with Ryan Clark, the former LSU and NFL safety.
Yeah.
You saw his
Yes.
tweet. What was that like to see? I mean, a legend that had been there years before, to recognize that and put that out there.
Oh, that was amazing. We saw it. The first tweet was actually last weekend, when we were in Starksville. And when he comes out, his sister told him, "Did you see Ryan Clark tweeted about you?" And so he was like, "What?" And we all went and retweeted it. And then to see it again yesterday, man, that's awesome. And he actually got to meet him in the week, he told me.
Nice. Tell me a little
Yeah.
bit about Andre outside of football. He's a guy that, I mean, as a newer member of this LSU team, I don't know that folks know him as well as a Malik Neighbors who's been there for 3 years, and we've had a chance to chat with a little bit more. But Andre, outside of being 1-4 on the field with interceptions and big hits and all those things, tell me a little bit about him as a young man and folks that know him outside of the helmet and the pads. What that experience is like and what they get a chance to know about him.
Yeah, Andre, a very humble kid. He, of course, never talked a lot. I'm sure you know about his stuttering. And so he was always quiet, but everybody loved Andre. And my biggest fear for him when he started stuttering, which was about 6, 7 years old, I was afraid, he would get picked on. But he had the most friends out of all three of my kids. Like everybody just gravitated to him because he was always a good, genuine friend. So he's a very humble kid, very sweet kid. Playing the game still today, plays his video games or working out. Even as a young kid, he had an older brother who played football. So he was always out there with him and trying to be as good as his brother or even better than his brother. It was always a battle, and it didn't matter the age. You're not going to win, Andre, but he fought, and he does the same now to his sister in a basketball game. So always sibling rivalry, but good fun.
He's just, I mean, by the nature of the sibling dynamics, competitive in everything at all times because they grew up
Very.
competing. And I was gonna ask what he's
Yes.
doing when he's when
Yes.
he's not playing football or working out for football, but it sounds like it's heavy sports and work for sports, and then some of the video games on the side when he gets a chance.
Right, right.
Do you remember the first time you realized he was going to have a chance to do some of the things that he's doing and to be a college football player, to be a college football player at a high level and whatnot? We talked before. It sounds like he kind of knew and was pretty determined. When were some of the early flashes you might have seen from him?
I would say playing rec ball, probably between 10 and 12 years old. Um, I remember him playing on the offensive side and, scoring touchdowns and want to do a celebration dance and, mama, I'm going to play in the NFL one day. And of course, hey, go for it. Dream big and go for it. And he's been putting in the work. So hopefully his dreams come true.
Were the rec ball celebration dances were those pretty good, or has he improved on his celebrations?
Well, he doesn't get to do celebration dances, no touchdowns on the defensive side, but you can
Not
see he
yet.
gets pretty animated when he makes a big play. I love it.
I mean, we talked before pre-recording. You guys have been through some adversity off the field, obviously with some lost loved ones through the years from his childhood up until a little bit older in high school with his brother, and obviously the challenges he faced just to get to where he is from a football standpoint. How I mean, how close knit does that make you guys, even more so than a typical relationship, to have gone through some of those things? And how sweet does that make some of these successes to be able to celebrate together?
Yes, extremely close. Now, I probably get more phone calls now than I probably, would have before because they would have been calling maybe big brother or dad. So mom is in the mix of everything now. We're like best friends, but still knows that I'm mama.
Absolutely. What are you looking forward to now? We've got the first interception in LSU jersey under the belt. Still a lot in front of both him and this LSU team moving forward. And you said you'll be making all those home games and probably a couple road trips. What's the outlook as we get into the end of September and beyond? What are you expecting from him and this season that you're looking forward to?
Well, next I'm looking for a pick six.
And then he gets to bring those
and
dance moves
and
back.
Yes, yes, for sure. I'm yeah, looking forward to pick six. It's funny because he called me earlier in the week and told me that he felt this week was the best week of practice that he had. And he said, I'm feeling more comfortable, playing on that next level with that crowd, that's a huge crowd to where he comes from. So and he really proved it last night. It showed, made me proud.
What's the reaction been like just around the community? Iowa is an area where there have certainly been some great athletes come out and have opportunities on the high level, but it's not one of the schools around the state that's used to cranking out guys at that level year in, year out. What's just the reaction and excitement been like around town and around the area to see some of this?
Our fans are amazing. The community is amazing. Amazing. They reach out to me often, and commenting or tagging me, texting me, cheering him on no matter what. So we actually live in it's called La Blue Settlement. So I'm like between Iowa and Lake Charles. but I don't get to go to the games often, but I plan on making some games. And whenever I am out there at a football game, a few remember me as Miss Sam, Andre's mom. So it's good to get out there, and see everybody still, people still have kids playing. So yeah, thank you, Iowa, for the support because they definitely support and cheer him on.
And thank you so much for some of your time on a Sunday to kind of chat about everything. I certainly appreciate it. And also you're welcome for pulling you away from the Dallas Cowboys fans inside for a little bit while they watch that game.
No worries.
Again, Miss Sam, the mother of LSU safety Andre Sam, one of the standouts
Yes.
defensively in that 34-31 win against Arkansas on Saturday, and looking forward to some more big things the rest of the season.
Yes, go Tigers.
There you go. And for Louisiana versus all y'all, Jarrett Roser.